Hello, class. We are Tim Byer, Manya and Mary Claire White, and this is our proposal for improving the digital donation experience for the Carey Steel Pitts home. So a little bit about the Carey Steel Pitts home is that they are a nonprofit child care agency that provides education, health, and wellness programs, and most importantly, a 24-hour safe place for vulnerable youth to reside. They're currently looking to improve their online donation process in order to bring in the funds to make sure these at-risk youths are provided for. So the new site must be friendly, calming, knowledgeable, shareable, and accessible, abiding by the CSPH brand tenets. The current donation page is very generic, clinical, and boring. Let's click through it a little bit. It doesn't draw you in, but instead it just kind of sits there saying, hey, I'm over here in case you might want to donate. So we felt we could update this page to better match the brand tenets. So what we're going to do is concept and design a digital experience to streamline and personalize the donation process to the Carey Steel Pitts home, while allowing our target audience to become part of a community. For users, this will personalize the donation experience and give them access to a cause that's unique and local and makes them feel special. It'll be easy to use and navigate, and they'll be able to become part of a community and keep track of their donation history. For the Carey Steel Pitts home, it'll lead to increased donations, increased awareness and interest in their cause, and more repeat donors, recurring donations. In the end, this will create a community of donors. We aim to achieve this through features and functions such as more accessible donation button, a friendlier donation form including handwritten notes guiding the user through the process, an online community of donors, and a personalized donation history. The measurements for our success will be the number of visits to the donation site, the average donation amount, total donations, member signups, number of recurring donations, social media mentions, and an increased general awareness of the cause. So, our target audience is young adults between the ages of 18 and 35 who are informed citizens that are digitally savvy and heavy internet users connected with social media. They have a limited budget and they want to contribute to a cause and feel good about it because they want to make sure the little they can contribute is making a difference.
Okay, so to better understand our target audience, get to know them and their experience with donation, we conducted a few user interviews. So we talked to about 4 people in our target audience. They were in their 20s, technologically savvy, they use social media a lot, and we asked them a few questions ranging from like what motivates you to donate, what about the donation process do you not like, what would cause you to donate more often. And these are just some quotes that we found from those interviews, basically saying, in the end, like what we took from that, an overlying theme was that our target audience wanted to feel like every amount that they donated was appreciated by the charity, regardless of how much they gave, because a lot of people in this age range may not be able to give all that much, but they wanted to feel like even if they were giving a little, that they weren't just, say, like a faceless internet donor. And another theme was that they felt like when they donated, they wanted to feel like that they were now part of a bigger community, that they weren't just like, you know, handing over a few dollars and then not really feeling like a part of that. So now we kind of knew more what our target audience wanted. We just needed to figure out how to implement that.
To further our research, we did some peak testing on a few different sites, and we tried White's Chapel Alum, I believe it is. And we got pretty good feedback on the website, but the main issue was that it was cold and unfeeling. Like it was pretty streamlined, which is what we wanted to do in our end result, and we carried that through. But there's not much personality, there's nothing to connect with, even though it is really clear to see like what you're doing, like clear donation, but it wasn't really any personality, and that's kind of exactly what we're going for our donation, is to have more of like a personality so you can really connect with the process. So we got feedback in class that kind of told us the same thing, that it needed to be clear, but there had to be something else, like something special that made it not just a donation, not just like putting my money here. And that's kind of where we started to incorporate like the handwritten notes and adding personality like that without taking away from the simplicity of the original design.
Okay, so before we went further into our project or made our experience map, task flow, etc., we kind of talked about how our target audience might get to our donation, the Carrie Steele Puts Home donation page, and we figured either it'd be through like a Google search for Carrie Steele Puts Home donate, through a direct link from their site. So in their navigation, if there was a donate, you would click that. Or we also kind of focused on social media mentions. So if someone was like, hey, I just donated to this great site, this great cause, here's this link, those links would take you directly to the donate landing page. And we kind of wanted to bypass, for these links, bypass the Carrie Steele Puts Home main page, just to streamline the process. Like if they want to donate, get them straight there so there's not kind of extraneous details distracting them, and we'd always have the option to go back to that main page if they wanted to learn more about it, but this was kind of a way just to get you straight there. And these are just a few of the sketches that we had before we started finalizing our task flow experience map. And this is our experience map. For someone who would be directed right to the donation landing page for Carrie Steele Puts Home. So our stages were awareness, which would be them kind of finding out about the cause, either through a social media post or just hearing about it. Then they would go to check out the donation page, kind of explore it. Donating, that would be their experience going through the donation process, filling out the donation form, deciding how much to donate. Then our idea was to create this community, so that once you donated, you could join a community of donors, basically. And so that part of the experience would be, joining the community, wondering what are the benefits of joining the community? Am I more likely to set up recurring donations if I am a member of this community? And then the experience as a member. So once you are a member, and kind of thoughts you might have is I'm excited to have a cause that I'm passionate about that actually feels like it's my own. It's not, it's something that I'm really a part of the community. So then a few weeks ago, we kind of realized that we had this idea to create this whole new site, basically with a discussion board, newsletter, hero of the month. We'd have a member profile, and then you have your personalized donation page, which would have your history of your donations, how much you donated, when, where it went to. And we still really liked that idea. We wanted to keep with it, but we decided for this class, and kind of with the time constraint, that we were going to focus less on creating that community page and more on the donation page and the donation form, so that those pages would be encouraging and make the users want to join the community. They didn't have to, but if they wanted to, so kind of focus more on that, bringing the brand into those pages instead of the whole new community page.
So for our task flow, since we're taking the spotlight off of the perks of being a member and more of just donating, we have where you arrive at the donation page, and then that's when you choose if you want to donate or to sign in. And the sign in is for the members of the community that we already talked about, and the donate is for first time donators, people who aren't interested in joining. So basically you just donate and you select your amount, and we have 5, 10, 20, and 50, but you can also submit your own amount of money. That way, it goes along with our whole thing about every little bit that you donate counts and it's all appreciated. And so then you just submit your contact info and payment info, and that takes you to the submit donation, which is the same thing that you go through when you do the sign-in membership way, except for that way I already saved your information, so it's a lot quicker. And that's why there aren't as many steps in the task flow for members. And then the site map, since we're focusing more on the donation, just breaks it down into the different steps in the pages that we go through. So you have your money amount, which is like a really simple page where you just select the dollar amount that you want to do, or you can put your own. And then contact information, which is just like who you are and your address and stuff like that. Payment information like credit card info, and then donation. And then you get a confirmation page, which also sends you an email and keeps you updated with like what your donation has done to help.
So these are our wireframes for web, and this would be the page that you get to upon like clicking a link that takes you directly to the donation landing page. And kind of first off, how we wanted to personalize it and bring in like the brand tenets of being friendly and approachable. We decided to have kind of little handwritten notes just guiding you through the whole process. And they kind of ranged anywhere from, you know, actually explaining like if someone might have a question about what does this button mean, and just be a little, you know, friendly blurb explaining that. And also just some like encouraging notes like, you know, you're almost there, like thank you, just to bring more personality to the page. And since you can't show images of, you know, the children, kind of bringing like the brand voice into the page without directly showing them. So we'd have the donate now button like Mary Claire talked about, which would take you through the whole donation form. You'd also have the sign in, which would take you to the member donation form, which would be a lot less complicated. It would have your, you know, history, which is very personalized. You'd have the option to sign up there too. And then you'd always have the option to go back home to the main page for Carry Still Pits if you decide you need more information before donating. And then there's just a little bit about the home. And then the next page would be the donation amount page where you'd choose how much you wanted to give, or you could enter your own amount. We decided to have this page before the page where you enter all your info because that might be a little bit discouraging, and this kind of right off the bat you feel like you're actively doing something, and so it, you know, jumpstarts the process. And we'd also just have like little doodles, hand drawn, just to add a little personality. And then this next page is just the contact info. I'm just trying to keep it like as simple as possible. You know, just enough information for Carry Still Pits to contact them and keep them updated, but not like over the top. So it's easy enough. And then this is where you'd enter your payment info, and then this is where you'd have the chance to sign up to become a member if you wanted to. So basically it says, click here if you would like to become a regular part of the Carry Still Pits home community. You'll be able to set up an account to view your donations and track the ongoing positive effect they have on the children. Within this account, we will incorporate you further into our community where you'll be able to view and help out any current and future events. Even if you decide on a one-time donation, you will forever be a part of our community, and we cannot thank you enough for that. And then we just have the donate button clear at the bottom. And then the last page would be the confirmation page, which just kind of reminds them that every donation is important, which was something that we found through the interviews that our users really wanted to feel that way. And then just another little thing about, you know, if you want to join, here's where you can join. You could set up recurring donations, view your history, meet other people. And then just like a little hand note, we'd really like to have you. And these are just the mobile wireframes. They're basically the same content. It's just like a responsive site, so everything's just kind of stacked. The buttons would just get bigger, so it's you know, really easy to press and move on to the next step.
So these were our comps, and they're very true to the wireframes. This isn't the scrollable version, but so overall they look like this, but more specifically, this is the landing page, so this would be like the first thing you would see on the app. And we have little clip art of kids, since we can't use actual pictures, and the handwritten notes are in a handwriting typeface, and they just have little encouraging messages to kind of lead you along the process and make things easier to understand. And then the donation button is always in the bottom left corner, like Manya mentioned.
Or the home.
The home page, yeah, sorry. And underneath the donate now button, we have the sign up, just in case people are like already know about the whole situation and want to sign up instead of doing it at the end of the process. And then the webpage is actually, it's not the landing page, it's the first step in the donation process to show something different. And you can see here more about how the handwritten notes kind of guide you along and show you what to do and keep it friendly and relatable. And you can enter your own amount so that way you're not intimidated.
So in conclusion, the original donation page for the Carey Steel Pitts home had issues with being too generic and cold. It didn't reflect the warm, generous community that it is. So we were able to create a simple, friendly site that draws you into the community at every step, leading prospective users towards joining that community. Because the Carey Steel Pitts home is a loving community, not a generic transaction.